Hey guys, welcome back to Hike Oregon. Today I'm going to show you how I pack my backpack for a 3-night, 4-day backpacking trip. This is my backpack, the Osprey Aura AG65. Everything that is packed in the backpack is in my what I'm taking on my backpacking trip video, which I will link below. So I have it leaned against the couch so that it doesn't fall over while I'm packing it. I have already put in here the water bladder, and it has a nice little pouch, and then I've connected the hose. So the water bladder connected with the Sawyer squeeze is already in here. And then I have put, just because this takes a little bit of wriggling and I didn't want to spend 5 minutes in the video stuffing this in here. This is the handy sleeping bag compartment, and my sleeping bag fits pretty perfectly in this lower compartment, so you can unzip this and just stuff that sleeping bag right in here, and then you zip that up. So that is in the bottom there. It creates a nice flat, so the backpack can stand and doesn't topple over too much. And then on the inside there is a divider between the sleeping bag compartment and the backpack, but it's not a permanent divider. You can take it out. There are some holes in between the sleeping bag and the backpack because the sleeping bag, has round edges. So I'm going to take stuff like my rain jacket and my fuel, for example, as well as my electronics bag. Those things I can use to stuff in those holes that the sleeping bag creates. So there we go. I stuffed the rain jacket in there, and now my electronics bag can be stuffed on this side. And then my fuel, I'm going to the nice thing about the fuel is it's rounded on the bottom, so it can nicely just sit on the sleeping bag because the sleeping bag is round too. So that is really handy for when you're packing fuel. So now the main thing you want to watch out for is distributing your weight, making sure that it's even. So if you take a look at the backpack this way, you want your weight to, the heaviest weight to be in this middle region. You don't want it to be on the top because then you'll topple over, and you don't want the heaviest items to be at the bottom because then you'll feel all the weight on your hips and legs. Basically, the tent and the food bag weigh approximately the same. Food bag's a little heavier, but it does get lighter as the days go on. So I am going to equally distribute those weights in the bag. So the tent is going to go on one side, and then the food bag is going to go on the other side, and then miscellaneous other, things like the clothes, the sleeping mat, the stove cook pot. So tent is there. Food bag I'll stuff in a second because I don't want it to get too crunched. So tent is stuffed. Clothes bag number 1, that's the biggest clothes bag, and it can really get nicely stuffed down in there. My sleeping mat can get stuffed. The pillow, everything is very stuffable. Same with this guy. Now the pot could also go somewhere down in the bottom if you had room. It's kind of like Tetris, but you really just want to make sure that your heavy items are all in that center part that I showed you. That is the most important thing about packing. So this pillow I'm actually going to stuff down in there. It's super stuffable. So now I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard to show you guys, but I have a hole on this side. Everything is nicely stuffed in, and I'm going to take the air out of this food bag, and the thing about the food bag is you kind of want it near the top of your pack because you're going to be eating throughout the day, so you want quick access to it. Now it appears that I have a hole down here, so I'm going to move something. There we go. There, perfect. Okay. You just want to rearrange, and as you eat the stuff in the food bag, of course it'll get lighter, and you'll probably have to pack the pack a little differently. If you have a almost completely empty food bag, you could put the tent in the middle and then put all the lighter items around it so that the heaviest thing is in the center of your back. But right now I'm kind of trying to weight it equally on both sides. Okay, so I have locked this in place. There's a little red strap that you can lock and cinch everything nice. Going to close that, and then my last items are miscellaneous, the stuff that I want quick access. So I have my bug head net that I'm going to stuff in one of these pockets. This is my first aid and toiletry kit. It's all in one, so I definitely want handy first aid, and I'm going to stuff that in this. Close that. Then I have my trowel and my toilet paper and my map, and I'm going to stuff that in the other pocket there. And then I have my camp shoes. These I don't care, they're rubber, so I don't care if they get wet or anything, so they can definitely live in this outer mesh pocket. There we go. And then the hat really has no place unless I wear it, so I hook it right there. And then the last thing is my little sit pad, and then that easily clips right down here. There we go. Perfect. And now you can put the top on. There we go. And clip. And there's some random clips here on the side that you can cinch down. There's clips here at the bottom. I am not utilizing these pockets right now. I will probably utilize those for trash or something during the trip. And there you go. There is my packed backpack all ready to go. Let me put it on for you and I'll show you kind of how it should fit. Okay, so let me put the backpack on. This backpack is a little awkward to put on because of the hip straps being so curved, but it's super lightweight compared to what I had with me last year on my PCT trip, so it's much easier for me to just like put it on and everything. The hip pockets are really big on this pack. I don't have anything in them right now. This is where I would store the camera that is being used for filming right now. This is big enough to store that on one side, and on the other side I will have my phone and like my camera lens cap or whatever, and maybe some chapstick or something. So these hip pockets are really nice and big. You want the hip straps to be, let's see, my hip bones are right here. Yeah, so you want your hip bone basically to be in the center of the hip strap. That is where it fits the best. Let me move that out of the way there. So yeah, your hip bone in the center of the strap. And then you just tighten it. That could actually sit a little lower. But the goal is And this might be kind of hard, but there's space between this and my shoulder. You don't want, again, so you see that on this side, you don't want any weight to be on your shoulder straps. You don't want to feel weight on your shoulders whatsoever. There should be, I think the rule is there should be 2 fingers width of space between your shoulders and the shoulder straps. So that's how you kind of make sure that your pack is sitting comfortably. Otherwise, if it's sitting on your shoulders, you're gonna end up getting a headache. Your shoulders are gonna hurt, that kind of thing. And walk around a little bit and just make sure there isn't too much weight like on the lower part. You would notice it for sure when you walk around. You would just notice that weight. I feel like this is very evenly distributed. I had it packed earlier where I had the food bag like just on top and the tent on one side, and it was definitely way too heavy on the one side. So this is way more evenly distributed, and you can tell if your pack is uneven. Just kind of pack by trial and error. This video is definitely not about, I'm not showing you exactly how you should pack it because everyone has different gear. And it weighs different amounts. So just kind of make sure that it's evenly distributed and that the bulk of your weight, like I said, is in the middle of your back general area. Not at the top, not at the bottom. So this is very comfortable. I don't feel top heavy. I don't feel heavy to one side. Do movements like this. If your pack is like going back and forth like all crazy, it's not tight enough to your body. You'll have to play with the adjustments, see how it fits. Just make sure it's comfortable and that it feels like it's part of you. Your pack should not feel like some sort of foreign weight on you. It shouldn't, even though it is, shouldn't feel uncomfortable. It shouldn't feel like, oh my god, I just want to get this frickin' thing off. It should really feel like a part of you. That's how you know you have a good pack, and that's how you know it's packed correctly, it's fit correctly, and that it's the right weight. Just make sure that you feel comfortable when it's on. I love this pack. It fits me great. I have it sized correctly, and that can be hard to find. Just try on lots of packs, try them with weight, try them out backpacking, try different packing methods. You might be out on a trip and pack it one way one day and be like, oh my god, this is so uncomfortable. You might pack it differently the next day and just love it and pack it like that forever. So it is very trial and error. It's all about, what gear you have, how it fits in your pack. Last year I had a lot more stuff, so I did strap a lot of stuff to the outside of my pack, which definitely created a lot of imbalance. I feel like making sure that everything is in your pack, except obviously like maybe a piece of clothing or a hat or something, but if your tent is on the outside or something else big is on the outside, that will create imbalance and it can be uncomfortable when you're walking. Again, if you have any questions about packing your pack or the fit of a pack or something like that, please comment below. I'll be happy to answer. I feel like I have packed my backpack often enough that I could be of assistance to you guys. Again, it's all about personal preference, but there is that nice golden rule not to pack the heaviest stuff on the bottom or on the top. That's really the only rule you should adhere to. Other than that, it is up to you. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next adventure. Okay, bye.